Welcome to the Tuberculosis A Silent Killer photojourney. India is the capital of the tuberculosis with 23% of the global TB burden in India, while the Asia contributes to the 43% of the global TB burden. India is a land of diversity. There is diversity in food, in culture, in geographical setting, in socio-economic setting, and there are people who are unhealthy approaching the health facilities for one reason or another. There are few people, migratory population who are there in isolated fragments and who may not even approach the health facility and may consult some private physician or the quacks. The diversity in the country makes the TB control a challenge in itself. Sir Robert Koch discovered the TB bacilli on 24th of March 1888, almost more than 200 years ago. But still, many of the countries are fighting against tuberculosis, a disease which is older than 1000 years. Tuberculosis primarily affects the lungs and it can be transmitted by the droplet infection. Anybody coughing can give you tuberculosis. An infectious case can affect more than 10 to 15 patients in a year. It leads to significant morbidity and mortality, and at the same time, those who are poor people sometimes do not reach the health facilities as well. Although the revised National TB Control Program aims to reach out to each and every patient, becomes difficult as more than half of the percent of the patients approach the private health facilities. Those who are neglected, they continue to spread the infection in the community. Timely diagnosis and counseling, adherence counseling, and completion of the treatment remains the key as the disease is curable. Central government has also initiated the missed call in the four northern states so that the symptomatic patients can reach the designated microscopy centers. The microscopy centers, more than 13,000 in the whole country, offers quality assured microscopy. Revised National TB Control Program has improved over many years and have started looking in a different perspective. Apart from the free diagnostic and therapeutic options available to the patient, patients are also offered the HIV test screening as HIV and TB coexist in many of the patients and significantly affects the outcome of the TB, a curable disease. Central government has also initiated the fixed doses combination daily regimen, which will be slowly scaled up in the rest of the country. Similarly, is DOTS sufficient? No, DOTS is not sufficient. Government needs to also address the human resource available in the country, the vacancies of the doctors and the paramedical staff. We want zero TB deaths, so we need to have all the TB cases data. Similarly, diabetes, smoking, and other high risk group needs to be addressed. Malnutrition is the key driver of tuberculosis in a country like India. That also needs to be counseled about the nutrition. Timely utilization of the quality assured expensive drugs for TB and MDR TB. Sufficient awareness among the community to seek the health care when needed. Compassionate care and right counseling. Airborne infection control measures in all the hospital settings can make a lot of difference. Fast tracking of the chest symptomatic patients in the hospital can definitely help. Patient awareness and open breathing spaces in the hospital premises will also add more value. More the time an infectious case stays in the hospital, more are the chances that the healthcare worker as well as the patients may suffer. Similarly, the use of the cartridge-based nucleic acid amplification test can help in early diagnosis and treatment of the MDR. ANTB strategy aims at 90% of the case detection, 90% of the screening of the high-risk population, as well as 90% success rate among the new patients. The program needs to reach out to each and every case, including the cases in the private sector. TB notification is mandatory, which requires rigorous implementation by the private sector. All TB cases needs to be notified to the health programs, and private doctors needs to treat the patients as per standard for TB care in India based on the standard regimens. We need to end TB, so we need to unite for tuberculosis, and all the advocacy groups as well as the program managers need to make concentrated efforts. Thank you.